Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's Up With That, the show that brings you interesting people, places, cultures, and subcultures here in the South Bay, the San Francisco Bay Area, the state of California, and beyond. And tonight, what's up with Quidditch? What is Quidditch? And why is it such a fun and entertaining sport and game to play? Well, I want to tell you something. I am a total sports fan. I will watch anything, even curling. Well, I don't know about curling. That's a little boring, but just about anything else, it's all good with me. So when I was browsing through the webpage and came up with Quidditch, what I had no idea what it is because I don't follow Harry Potter. Don't kill me. My kids tell me everything. So why do I have to read it? I already know it. Oh, you know what happened in the Phoenix? Oh, I do now. Well, anyways, tonight we're going to learn about Quidditch. And joining us is the Silicon Valley Scroots. Wow, a premier Quidditch team. Please welcome Sam Fishgrun. He is the team captain. What up, Sam?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Jennifer Brown.
Hey.
She is the co-founder. You rock. Kevin Olsey. I'm on a roll here. Okay, you have to trust me. Good stuff. Kiri Timbrook. Hi. And Ginny Tice.
Air 5.
Rock on. All right, let's go. So, how did Quidditch originate?
So Quidditch started as a fictional game in a child's book, right? In Harry Potter, the series of books, very popular. And then a bunch of college students, after reading those books, decided it would be actually a really fun game to play in real life. So we did.
Okay. And let's talk about your name because we got to talk about these things. Some things are so. Scroots. What's a Scroot?
Well, a Scroot is it's a magical creature in the Harry Potter world that one of the Hogwarts gamekeeper Hagrid raises in the fourth book. Mm-hmm. And they're very vicious, and we thought that would work very well with our Silicon Valley title.
So when you're walking around the mall with your Scroot, you know where this is going, with your Scroot shirt on, do people come up and ask you what you're into?
Harry Potter is so popular that a lot of people, especially because of the broom on our shirts, recognize it. Like on our way here, someone complimented us on our shirts.
Okay, good. So, how did you all get interested in Quidditch?
Well, so
we can go right down the line.
So I played in college. So Quidditch was started in Middlebury College. I went to Princeton University. Middlebury came
Sorry. I went to UCLA.
So
we beat you in football.
So Middlebury went around the Northeast and it visited Princeton, encouraging us to start a team. So me and a friend and I started a team there. So I played my last 2 years of college, and then I moved here. And I had my college Quidditch shirt, and actually, Ginny and I, we hula hoop, or I hula hoop. She does tricks with the staff. But anyway, so Ginny and I were hanging out. She sees my Quidditch shirt, and she's like, "You're on a Quidditch team?" And I'm like, "Well, not professionally. I played in college."
Because those professional players, they're everywhere.
Give it a few years.
Yeah, give it a saw at the HP Pavilion. And they were rocking too.
But yeah, and she's like, "Well, why aren't you on a team now?" And I'm like, "There are no teams around here. They're a college thing." But she's like, "Why don't you start one?" And so we did. And from a year ago, we started me, her, and a few friends. But now, last time we played, we had over 20 people play. So it's grown and it's awesome.
Okay, I already know your story. I'm just kidding. So how'd you get interested in Quidditch?
I worked, I'm a summer camp counselor for the Boy Scouts. And we invented our own version of Quidditch in the Scout camp. So I was actually paid to play Quidditch for a few years. And then I saw someone jerk with a Quidditch shirt, and I thought it'd be fun to send it to.
So you actually were a professional Quidditch player. So I know a couple of these people from before Quidditch, and at one point they were being like, hey, we're having Quidditch this weekend, you should totally come along. I'm like, yeah, I love the Harry Potter books. Sure, why not? Showed up that weekend, played, had a blast. Rest is about history.
Whereas I'm a huge Harry Potter fan myself, but when I first heard about Quidditch, I kind of went, really? Really? And it took me about a month of convincing before I finally said, okay, let's check it out. And I've been every weekend since.
Those
Every
were
time
30
we've had
seconds it took me.
You a few months, Gary.
It did. It took me a while, but I love it now.
Yeah, and like Kiri, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I've actually played Quidditch a couple times at Harry Potter conventions, but like really low key, and I had no idea what I was doing. The rules are kind of complicated when you start. But like all my friends were playing it, and I really wanted to get more into it, but there just wasn't anything local. And then I was searching for stuff to do around here because I couldn't find anything, and I come across Quidditch on meetups.com, I think, and I was like, oh my god, I have to do this. This is amazing. So yeah, that was in like February, I think. So yeah.
So how long has your team been together? I mean, basically.
About a year.
Yeah, so we started in April 2010. So a year and a couple months, and as I said, we've grown. Like we have each time we have pickup games, we have more than 20 people come. So it's very fun.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the pictures. That looks like fun. So, how many teams are there in the Bay Area?
So
How many teams are in the world? Like, let's start with the world disease from there.
There are probably hundreds.
yeah.
Really?
A few thousand.
I actually looked on the so there's an actual International Quidditch Association, and I was looking on their website today because they just like launched a new website that had like all the teams listed and stuff, and so they have 270 teams listed in America right now.
Wow.
With the vast majority of them concentrated up in the Northeast where the game started, but it's starting to spread out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, San Jose State University has a team, Berkeley has a team, Stanford has a team, and the Pacific Theological Seminary in Berkeley has a team. So it's
that must be an interesting team, huh?
We have not played them yet, but I'm sure they're great. And
bless you.
It's but yeah, I mean, the sport started 6 years ago, and every year the number of teams grows exponentially. So
okay, all right. Well, we're going to look at some footage of the Silicon Valley Scroots. I just love that name because I know so much about Harry Potter, right? In action. So you're going to see a little bit about what we're talking about, and then we're going to come back and talk about what you just saw. Does that make sense? Stay tuned. Check it out. It's really cool. All right, we're back here with the Quidditch team, and let's talk a little bit about what we just saw. So how does the game start?
So the game starts with with all the players from each team kneeling by their goals.
Okay.
And the ball's in the center, and there are 5 balls. There's the quaffle, which is the volleyball, the bludgers, which are the dodgeballs. There are 3 bludgers, and then the last ball is the golden snitch, which, when caught, ends the game.
Okay.
And then this snitch is attached to a person who hides, while everyone else has their eyes closed. And then after the snitch is hidden, then the ref blows the whistle, and you all run toward the center and start playing.
Okay. And what do you do?
So there are a few different positions in the game, right? You can it's almost like multiple different games layered on top of each other. So each team has 3 chasers, a keeper, 2 beaters, and a seeker, right? Those are the positions. And the chaser and the keeper are playing with the quaffle.
That's
Which is
this
this
right
ball.
here.
Okay.
And so, yeah, do you want to
Yeah, sure.
explain the rules?
And
of
then,
that?
so the chasers and the keeper, basically, the chasers are essentially the offense and the keeper is essentially the goalie. And the chasers are basically trying to take this ball and put it through the goalposts of the other team. And so each time they score it through the goalposts, they get 10 points.
Okay.
And so the keeper basically is going to run around trying to stop them, and the chasers will be trying to stop them from getting this.
So what do you mean stop them? Like, how do they stop them?
Various sorts of ways. I mean, you could have. I mean, some chasers will try to throw the ball from afar and try to be accurate that way, and so at that point you're sort of playing like a goalkeeper in soccer, except instead of one big goal, you have 3 hula hoop sized goals that you have to defend.
You have to catch the ball, or you
knock
kick
it
the
down,
ball, or
block it.
you-
Yeah.
Basically, anytime the ball goes through the goal, it's going to be 10 points for the other team. So do anything you
Okay.
can to stop it. Tackle them.
Oh, can you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a rough sport.
Block them.
Block them,
Smack
tackle
'em.
them,
Run through
Yeah.
them.
run through them. That's my personal
Really,
favorite.
like, I don't know. I think like the major way that the goals are usually defended are with the bludgers and the beaters.
The balls.
And so those are the defensive players are the beaters, and they use the dodgeballs or the bludgers. And what they do is they throw them at the opposing team. And if you are currently holding a ball, if you throw it at someone, they have to. If they're holding a ball, they have to drop their ball. They have to run back to their own goal post before they can come back into play. So it's your defense mechanism. If you have a ball and you throw it at someone, they have to drop
they have to
everything. They
leave.
have to run back, and then they have to come back. So that's usually your best chance of saving goals is to
So
have.
that's like capture the flag too. You can tie it all in here, huh?
Yeah, every game.
And
I'm always like, okay, so you got to run
So
back.
there's the
and-
dodgeball element right there.
And this would be the flag if you wanted to make it capture the flag. So most of the time you're scoring with the quaffle, which is 10 points. The other way to score ends the game, and that's by catching the snitch. So this is the snitch, and the snitch runner just sticks this in his belt.
Okay.
And he hides. He's not on either team. He's
Or
just
her.
him. Yeah, him or her.
Well, I don't mean. What do you mean hide? Hiding in a bush or
Well,
something?
like usually you play like on a college campus or in a park or
Or a
something.
public park.
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
I mean I often like to snitch. I think it's the funnest thing to do in the game. It's fun. What you do
Big
is like
snitcher, you. You know what happened in elementary schools with snitches? I've told you about that
I
yet.
don't know. But what you do is like before the game starts, like 30 seconds before, you just like take off running, right? And you know, like I've run off and climbed a tree and like just hidden the top branches of a tree for a while.
And like, nobody knows you're there?
No, usually little kids stop and
Oh, yeah, of course.
yeah.
Mommy, there's someone up in the tree.
I mean,
what?
The other thing, like people have gotten actually like on bikes and like biked around,
Yes.
right? Like, so you can't catch someone on a bike.
I've gone to McDonald's and had a
yeah.
burger.
The,
Oh,
the,
really?
the snitch
Yeah.
tends to be exempt from almost all of the rules.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the snitch is
Which
hiding.
is why you like it, huh?
And so the snitch is hiding, and so this there's one seeker on each team. They're the only ones allowed to catch the snitch. And once they catch this, the game ends, and that team gets 30 points.
Okay, so it doesn't matter how many points you earn before that. If you get that, you win?
No,
No, you earn 30
You get
points.
30 points.
Oh, okay. Oh, just
So a goal is
Got
10
it.
points. The snitch is 30.
But
So
Okay.
it's pretty hard to get 30 points up on a team unless you're like way better than them.
Yes.
I'd say of the games I've seen, probably 80 to 90% of them get decided by the snitch grab.
So I'm going to ask you because you haven't talked a whole
Oh, well,
lot
there's
yet.
actually one more rule we didn't really cover.
Okay.
Which is there's the broom on the table.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, the
Oh, yeah,
broom.
yeah.
you're required to carry a broom between your legs, and that absolutely looks as silly as you think it looks. And you have to run with the broom, and if it comes out, you have to get it before you can continue shooting or scoring or
So
whatever
you have,
you're
oh,
doing.
so you just have to hold it?
No,
while
you
you-
usually
you're
hold it with
usually
one
holding
hand.
it
Hold it.
one
Yes.
hand.
So
Okay,
you're,
or like you're riding a...
Like you're
Like a
riding a
broom.
broom, yeah.
It'll usually be
like
like
you're a witch, right? Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
it'll usually be like this or something if you have the quaff and you're trying to hold it. I mean, you could actually like hold it between your legs and get two hands on the ball, but it's really hard to move like that. So if you actually want to be able to move,
The visual's great, though.
so that's probably one of the most challenging parts of the game is that everyone except for the snitch is playing one-handed because their other
Yeah.
hand is on their broom.
Okay.
And it adds very fun element to the
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Very
And
silly.
that's because in the book series they actually play on like flying brooms.
Right.
It's played like up in
Do
the
you dream
air.
of being on a flying broom?
Actually, I don't
No.
like Harry Potter that much, like as a book series. So.
Ah!
So the team is divided onto that issue.
We actually have a number of people on our team
The
that aren't
secret
Harry
be
Potter.
told on this set.
There are a number of people on our team that actually aren't Harry Potter fans, which actually makes it very interesting because they're not interested in the books, they're not interested in the movies, and yet they love the sport,
Yes.
which is very interesting.
I think it's great. Like one of my coworkers, he had never read the books. He had never heard of Quidditch. I tell him, "Oh, we're playing Quidditch this Saturday. Come." He's like, "Oh, what's it like?" And I'm like, "Oh, basketball and dodgeball." So he's like, "Oh, that sounds fun." He shows up, and he's like, "Why are there broomsticks?" And he was thoroughly confused, but he ended up he's a regular now.
Yeah. You hooked him.
Yeah.
So, the purpose of the broom is just
Homage to the
homage to right. But can you use a broom to smack a ball?
No.
no.
Oh, see, there's more rules.
I mean,
Well,
maybe, but you could, but as long as it stays between
So
your
you-
legs, right?
So you can't just go back there and go.
As tempting as it may be.
It also does give the snitch a little bit of an advantage too, because one of the nice things of the snitch is they don't have to worry about the broom, and so if it was just one person trying to catch the other person, it was like, well, I have both hands, I just need to like reach around and take the flag. But if everyone else has to carry a broom and the snitch can run around freely, they're a lot more maneuverable. They're probably faster.
So can you hit somebody with this thing? I wanna
You
know the
probably
rules
don't
of-
want to.
But this, what are you talking
trying to-
about?
but you're
man?
trying to
I'd
protect
be all
it,
like the
right?
first thing I'd have, be like, boom.
Well, if someone gets that, that's the end of the game, right?
Yeah, but you don't let it go. You wrap it. Man, you'll be down in the hood for a little while. You know
Jen,
what I'm
you'll have to
talking
try that
about,
next
I'll
right?
have to try that.
I mean,
Wrap that thing around, boom, boom, boom.
yeah, I mean, the snitch can do whatever. Like, this snitch has thrown balls at people, climb trees.
Stolen
Sometimes,
the hoop.
sometimes the games will start where the snitch just runs and steals the quaffle and hides it somewhere. So the first 5 minutes of the game are both teams trying to figure out where the ball you can use to score is.
That's good stuff, though.
It's
That's the
Stealing
kid in all of
brooms,
us, right?
stealing
Yes.
goals.
I like, that's one of the main reasons I enjoy this sport. It's very silly. And you can't take yourself seriously all the
Right.
time. You have
I
to
know. Well, that's
have
that's
fun.
the theory of life. That's why we do this show. That's it. So, how does the match end?
With the
Someone catches this.
But I mean, but you play again. I mean, do you just have a certain time frame, or
No.
No time.
So if I've had games last as short as 5 minutes if the snitch was found very quickly and caught, and I've had games go
then
on
y'all go
for
home
an hour.
or what?
Well, I mean, we'll play a bunch of games in a
okay.
row,
You can play-
or
yeah.
All right, I see.
You
Okay.
play multiple
or it's
games.
phrased as a tournament where you're playing like 6 or 7 teams before you even get into elimination play or stuff like that.
All right, we're going to look at some more footage of you guys and girls in action, and now that we've explained this, I think you're going to see exactly what they're talking about. Check it out. This is Quidditch at its best. See, I told you it was fun. A little crazy, a little funky, yeah. So, what are the skills that a good Quidditch player need? I didn't want to say good. Good's kind of pejorative. Okay, let's lessen it a little bit. What kind of skills do a Quidditch player need?
I think an important thing to note is that we've had anywhere from people of age 6 to age 41 play, so all ages are welcome, all skill levels are welcome. We have, non-athletic Harry Potter fans, and then we have like hardcore athletes, and there are many different positions you could take on the field, so it allows for many different skills.
Yeah, I think that like for people playing chaser or keeper, which tend to require very similar skill sets, like oftentimes like being fast and being relatively athletic is good because you'll often have a lot of physical contact, a lot of people trying to
Yeah, in
tackle
sports
you.
that's generally
being
being
big is pretty helpful, just where you can like lower your shoulder and just plow through 2 or 3 people
Yeah.
and just run
See, I'm
straight
liking
through the
that
goal.
already.
I've
That's-
like
that's
literally
good
bounced
stuff.
off of him before, like trying to like
I've seen it
tackle.
happen.
I had 2 people bounce off at me at the same time once. It was pretty fun.
You were so proud, weren't you?
Oh, I was really proud.
I know you were.
So
And
yeah,
then for other positions, like, for example, the beaters. I'm a beater. I played collegiate softball, and so that gives me an edge on the fact that I'm able to throw a ball.
Right.
And since it's a dodgeball type thing, you can grip it with one hand. You can chuck it at
Well,
as many people.
I'll stay away
Right
from
there.
Right in the face.
Stay away. Softball's amazing though. We've got to get off in a different sport, but boy, those girls.
But
are
again, it's one of those. Yep.
Yeah, and she can shoot the beater from like way far away, so you're hit and you're like, what? Where did that come from? How is she all the way over there?
She's
So
all-
annoying.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's exactly actually.
She's going, touche.
And for snitch and seeking, you just have to be fast and agile.
A little bit malicious.
With a good sense of humor.
Yes, clever.
and got that.
And you want good stamina too, because you may be running around for a while, and so you don't want to die. Die
So
of
let's talk about dying. Let's talk about injuries. Do you sustain injuries in this?
It depends.
It happens.
Any sport is going to have injuries, and Quidditch has its share, especially because it can get rough sometimes. But most of our pickup games go without any injury.
Okay.
I don't think anyone in our games has ever had a major injury.
Yeah.
The worst I've seen is during some of the tournament games, like two people would collide head on and like get stitches or something.
Okay. So quickly, you wanted to talk about tournaments. So this is your golden moment. We don't have a lot of time. I have some other questions, but cover the tournaments because
Okay, so
it's all about you.
a couple months ago, we went to the Quidditch Western Cup, which was, I think, the first or second big tournament on the West Coast because, as we were saying, it's a lot more concentrated on the Northeast, and there's a lot of bigger tournaments in the Northeast. But we had our big Quidditch Cup in LA, and it was super fun. We all carpooled down there,
Cool.
and we, slept in like tons of people in one house, and it was super fun. And we got to play some really hardcore teams that were really good. And it was very challenging.
It kind of reminds me of like the dodgeball movie when you have like the
Yeah.
little team and there's that Ben throws out, tweak it out.
Yeah, we
That's
definitely saw
what
that
our team
team.
captain is like too. Just like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then at the end he's eating chicken in the bed. I just classic Hollywood stuff. And keep on making those movies. All right, so tell me like some of the most bizarre, interesting, embarrassing moments. We'll start with you.
So I'm Seeker, so I chase the snitch, and the snitch can go anywhere. He has no rules governing him. So one time, I'm in hot pursuit of the snitch, and he's just trying to get into the audience, so get lost in the crowd. And we're in a park, so there are a bunch of folding chairs where our audience is sitting.
In a 5-year-old birthday party, right?
Yeah, almost. And so he runs in the middle of the aisles of folding chair. I shoot after him. I realize if I don't catch him soon, he's going to escape. So I leap. And I do catch the snitch, but I also land on a folding chair and just go straight down. I bring down the folding chair.
Congratulations, Sam. You can beat up a folding chair.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, I actually have not played. I have to admit, I've not played very many games with this team. I don't think I have a good story.
She goes to college on the East Coast, so.
Yeah, we don't play out
Princeton,
there.
right?
No, I got Georgetown.
Yale, sorry.
We had one where we were playing San Jose State's team actually down in the Western Cup that Jenny was talking about. And we know the team pretty well, and so we thought it would be amusing. We were at dinner with them the night before, and we thought it would be amusing to be like, hey, if we play against each other, why don't we like stop the game in the middle and call it a dance party? And so in the middle of the game, we're playing, and it's like 10-0, really, really early on, and one of the bludgers pops. And so they're about to stop the game to replace the bludger, and I call like, all right, everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, dance off! And everybody puts their brooms down and starts dancing on both teams while the audience is sitting there like unbelievably confused. And then, like referees are like, guys, you're off your brooms, get back on. It was great.
Good stuff. Next.
I don't really have anything. That's probably the best collective team story that we have. It was crazy. Everyone was dancing. All the referees were yelling at us because we were off our brooms. If you're off your broom, you have to go back to your goalposts. So everyone's, they're blowing the whistles going, you go back to your goalposts, you go back to your goalposts. And we just didn't really care. We just had a good time, and then we end up all
I
eventually
think that's what it's
going
all
back into
about,
play.
really.
It
It
was
seems
so
like
fun.
it's really, the core thing is you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when we play pickup games amongst ourselves, we never keep score. It's just for fun.
I mean, even against like the big serious teams, like after the game, it was like everyone's in a good mood, like saying, hey, it was a great game, thanks for playing with us.
How about you?
Well, I can't think of any funny moments, I guess, but one thing that was surprising to me at the tournament was the dodgeballs are actually a lot bigger than they are here and a lot heavier. So I'm a beater, which, you know, because I'm short, basically. And so I go to pick up the dodgeball, and I can't pick it up with one hand. So suddenly, not only are the brooms heavier in the tournament, but the dodgeball is bigger and heavier, and I have small hands, so I'd use 2 hands to pick it up. And the first team we played was, I think, the best team in the league, and so we were just getting creamed, and meanwhile the beaters are confused because we're like, it's harder to throw the bludgers and to get things to happen. So it's very surprising.
Whereas by Sunday, when everyone had been playing, all the balls had deflated a little bit. So Sunday was a lot easier.
So your chances were getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
Well, a deflated ball, I mean, you know, when it's got a little less air, it's easy to hold on to.
Yeah.
Suddenly we started improving.
Yeah, how
It's
about
pretty nice. Yeah.
So you're talking about in the West Coast, okay? So is it growing in the West Coast? Is it getting big, big, big?
Yes, most definitely. Like a couple of years ago, I don't know if any schools had teams and if there were any community teams. But in a couple of years, you now have like 20 teams, and I expect it will be much, much more very soon.
Okay, so we're right about ready to wrap the show. We have not much time. Somebody explain to me why I should play Quidditch.
It's awesome.
So, I mean,
You see, I think there's a problem. A lot of sports, I think, that have been around for hundreds of years take themselves really seriously.
No!
I mean, yeah, I don't know. But Quidditch, because it's so new and it's so obviously silly when you're watching a game, that there really is like a lot of showmanship and a lot of silliness. So
I think it's
that,
great.
that brings something really unique to the game.
I think it's
Yeah.
totally
I would
great.
say.
and the other, go on.
And if you ever get too competitive, just remember that you're on a broom and you look really silly, and
Okay.
you're never not going to look really silly.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for What's Up With That. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope to the viewing audience you're going to go out and get on a Quidditch team, and
Join
maybe
us.
you're going to, yeah,
Bay Area Quidditch Facebook.
yeah, and maybe they're going to be your teammates pretty soon. So you get to ride a broom. There's some benefits to this. And to our viewing audience, as always, if you're walking down the street and you see something interesting and you wonder to yourself, hey, what's up with that? Well, tune into our show, What's Up With That, and maybe you'll find exactly what you're looking for. We'll see you next week on What's Up With That. Good night, everybody.